guys. I wanted to say hi, but the arm on my thing is broken, so if I move it, it'll screw up. So this is as good as it gets, so hello. I'm gonna show you just a really quick demo on these, your heart packets. So when you get them, they're gonna be labeled much nicer than this, but when you get them, they're in these little bags, and you'll see a label, and it's got the student's name and the classroom name or the teacher name. If you can make sure that you fill that out, because this bag is actually going to travel through the whole process with the heart. And that way I can make sure when I am dealing with 205 hearts that everyone gets returned back to their normal, or to their person. So they'll open it up, the students will open it up, and each little heart comes in a little bubble wrap. So keep all the packaging if you would. So keep the bubble wrap and the paper. And then my suggestion would be to take all these bags and then put them in a designated drying area. So like on a rack or a shelf or something, put all them in a designated drying area with the student's name up. And that way when they get done with their heart, when they finish, they're gonna take it over and they're gonna put it on, they'll just lay it on top of their bag to dry for 24 hours. And then when you return it to us, it'll be painted and pretty, and you'll take it and then you'll put it back in the bubble wrap and you'll stick it back in the bag, and then I'll pick them up like on Monday or Tuesday or whenever it works best for you all. So that covers the packaging. So you're gonna take your heart, and I've kind of done, it's like a cooking show where I've done some stuff in advance so you don't have to sit here and watch me the whole time. So you're gonna put 3 coats of glaze on your bisque piece, and I've also put a little instruction sheet in your teacher packs as well. So you're gonna put 3 coats of red, or however your students want they can do their own design, but all practical purposes, I'm just gonna do, I'm gonna show you the finished piece that I've done. They can do any design, but this is what I've done. So I've just done the red heart with a white cross. I've done some little filigree work on the back, or on the sides, and then on the back I scratched in Sacred Heart. They could scratch in their name, or I love you, or whatever their little message is for their special person. Since I wanted to do it, make it nice, so I didn't want them to have to scratch their name in this if there's actually a special message on there. So as long as you put their painted bisque piece back in their original packaging, I'm gonna put a control number on the bag, and then when I get them back, when I take the heart out, I'm gonna put a very tiny control number on the back of their piece, on the least decorated part, and that way I know I know which bag it corresponds to. So they don't really need to put their name on the back of it. I just didn't want that to mess up their design. So, again, this is all in the paperwork. So you'll start by, it'll be white, and then they'll take, if they're gonna do a red heart, and I've given you all some little water cups. You don't need much water at all, because they won't be switching colors that often. It's all non-toxic, and it doesn't stain if it gets on you. It washes out just like mud. So they'll take, I'm gonna just act like this was white, and I'm gonna do a red heart. And you're gonna coat this 3 times, and you wanna get enough paint on your brush so that it's pretty wet. So you're gonna coat it 3 times, coat it once, and then let it dry, and then coat 2 more times on the front and the back, if that's how they want their design to be. So that's the first coat, and then they would coat the sides, and they let that dry a little bit. When it dries, you can tell it looks kind of chalky, and it dries in just a couple minutes. That bisque is pretty thirsty, so it dries within just a couple minutes, and then they can apply their second and third coat of red. And then once that dries, you can see how it's already starting to appear chalky in those areas. So we'll give it I'm trying to speed through this because I don't want you guys to have to sit here and watch a 20-minute video, but see how quickly that dries. So when it looks completely chalky, I'm gonna put another coat on of red, so ultimately 3 coats of red. I'm gonna turn it over and do the same thing on the other side, so 3 coats of red there. So I've kind of worked ahead a little bit, so this is my 3 coats here. I'm gonna turn it back over, and I've got the 3 coats of the red here. And so we'll act like that's done. Then I'm gonna switch colors to, I'm just gonna put a white cross on there initially. So again, it's gonna be 3 coats, and they can pre-sketch this if they want to with a number 2 pencil, or it's just a cross, or they could probably freehand this. I'm gonna turn this upside down so it looks pretty. And then however they wanna do it, this obviously is my design or my interpretation, but they don't have to do it this way. So I'm just gonna do a white cross, and this counts as 1 coat. and see what happens if it's just one coat. It's really kind of translucent. So I'm gonna let that dry and do it 2 more times. I should have worked ahead a little bit further on that. So I can come back to that. They don't have to sit there the whole time, and so I'm gonna come back to that. If they want to put some little in this demo piece that I did, see the little, this has been fired, so it's really vibrant. But see the little filigree work and stuff on the side there? If they're interested in doing something like that, which I would encourage that creativity, they can use their toothpick, and these are also included in your kits, and they can just scratch in designs. They can do like little filigree work, or they can do leaves, or polka dots or whatever. I'm just gonna do some really quick leaves here. So see when I'm scratching in there, it's leaving all these little powdery, it's kind of really chalky. I'm just gonna throw, leaves are really quick design for me, so I'm just gonna do those really quick. And polka dots. So just some pretty filigree work there. And it's kind of messy right now. You can see all that powder and stuff, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now, especially because that white is still wet, so I'm gonna keep all that powdery work out of the white. I'm just really gonna scratch something in really quick. Some filigree work here. Okay. So then what you'll wanna do is take your paintbrush and have them just kind of gently, it kind of just brushes off like dust. Have them brush that off like that. And if they've got a wet area, like this white is wet right now, so if they've got a wet area, they might want to be very careful, or they could wait until the very end to do this scratching off work there. I'm gonna put another coat of white on. Again, I'm kind of rushing through this just so you don't have to sit through here and literally watch paint dry. So there's another coat of that. And then see that sweet little filigree design? And they can do, if I know we've got pre-K on up to 8th graders, so they can get as detailed as they want to. For the little ones, maybe they want to do, I'm just going to grab a different heart here. For the little ones, maybe they just want to do like little hash mark designs or whatever. Or they can do whatever, they can do little doves or whatever they want there. So once that dries, I urge them to decorate both sides, and you can make this, you use this however you want to. You make this project last as long as you need to, or get it done as quickly as you need to. I would allocate probably an hour for this, and you can stretch it out a little bit longer if you've got people that are a little bit more creative, but an hour is probably adequate time. What else can I tell you? So once you get, little designs or whatever scratched in like that, you can either use the toothpick again, or you can also use the end of your brush. And I will dip the end of my brush in, and you can do little polka dots, kind of enhance some of the areas that you scratched off. Do little polka dots, different things like that. What else? And then I want to show you this, because it scratches off so nicely on the back of this finished one. I just put Sacred Heart on there. I think this is for like their special people, maybe like grandparents or something, so they could say, I love Grammy and Gramps, or whatever their little message wants to be there. So, but I just want to show you again how easily this scratches off. I'm going to do this upside down so that I'm just going to put I love you. Upside down and backwards. You can kind of see again those little dusty spots like that. So I wanted to be kind of careful about this because it's near Valentine's Day too. So obviously we want this to be more about Sacred Heart than we do Valentine's Day. So I don't want to micromanage the designs, but you might want to really strongly suggest, crosses or doves or something like that, just so little girls more than anything don't go the Valentine's route. So anyway, so once that's done, we're going to act like this is done and dry and the design is done. Then I would urge you to have them go over to their drying station and place their heart on top of their bag, and then just let it be for 24 hours. So I think you're doing it on Friday, so it'll certainly have ample time over the weekend. And then I'm gonna get with Jennifer and arrange for a time to pick them up on Monday or Tuesday or however it works best for you all. So when you come in on Monday morning, they'll be completely dry. So let's act like they're completely dry. This is a dry one. So you're gonna put everything back in the bubble wrap because this will protect it obviously during transit. So you'll put it back in the bubble wrap and then you'll put it back in the bag. So put it back in the bag. And then if you would put everything back in the tote that I delivered everything in, I'll pick those up and I'll get those fired and I'll get them back to you. So if you have any questions, I put like a little letter in there for each of the teachers and it's got my cell phone number on it. You won't have any issues, but if you do, I want you to know I'll call you back immediately because I know you'll have a classroom full of little ones in need of help. So I think that's all I have to tell you. Again, it's non-toxic, it doesn't stain if it gets on them. I mean, you can't tell by me, but if it gets on them, it just scratches off just like mud, so no issues there. So again, I thank you once again for letting us be part of Catholic Week, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you much. Bye-bye.